Hi, my name is Emily. Hi, Nelly, and this video is a bit unusual as I'm very depressed. Um, I'm very concerned about things, um, and I'm feeling more and more isolated, and I'm losing my will to go on. I've been trying to make a go of things and live a happy life. It's not easy. I wish that things could be better, normal. Things are not so. And I've been worrying a lot. I'm worrying about my future. Right now, I don't really have much of a future. I live in my house that I'm still paying a mortgage on. I'm disabled. I have bipolar disorder, and I depend on my disability income. Sometimes I wish I had a gun so I could put a gun to my head and pull the trigger. But would that solve things? I don't know. It might take me out of my pain, but it would cause pain for my family, especially my son. Sometimes I don't know what the answer is. I wish I knew, but I don't. And I now kind of understand why my parents both lost their will to live. I'm not condoning suicide, but I understand why people take their lives. It's not out of the question for me to go that route. At times I feel like going into my car and driving my car on the highway and looking for a pond or somewhere I could just drive my car into. Sometimes I feel like driving my car into a tree. I don't know what causes depression. I'm talking about depression that seems to not go away. When I transitioned, I thought things would be okay. Obviously, it's not okay. Some of my closest relatives have deserted me. My son is it's very hard to get him to understand what happened with me. And he sometimes wishes I could go back, but I can't go back. I've been out of work now since April 2013. My mind is getting to a point where I feel things are hopeless. I'm going to be 56 in January. I'm worried about who is going to be the next president. And if my candidate doesn't win, I'm afraid that the candidate who does, who I'm not supporting, will really screw things up big time and hurt a lot of people, including myself. If I lose my disability, I'm going to lose my house. I don't think I can survive if I have to deal with losing my house and having my family displaced. I have a life insurance policy which would pay out in the event that I died. I wanted to have a life where I could feel happy. I knew since a very young age that I was not transgender, but that I wanted to be a girl. But I couldn't tell anybody. I lived a lie. I lived with a secret. And I tried to live a normal life. I tried my best. I did the right things. I did good in school. I participated in sports. I had a few friends, not too many, but I tried to make the best of my situation. Life is complicated. I don't know why things are the way they are. I live in a house full of people, 9, including myself. Yet I'm the one who has all the burdens. I'm the one who's taking on all the responsibility. And I only have a fixed income. I have long-term and social security. I wish things could be brighter. I want to do things. I wish I could lead by example. I wish I could help people like myself. I wish I could be an inspiration, but I'm feeling at the very lowest of my life right now. And I have a son who's going to be turning 18, who's autistic. And I'm worried for his future. And I'm getting old. I'm not doing well mentally. I have to start thinking about setting up a trust. I wish I had a trust for my son. There's no assets really to put into the trust though. The only thing I have is my house, which has a mortgage, my car, which is over 100,000 miles, TV, furniture, clothes. That's about it. I have no money in my account, only the money that I use to pay for my bills and my mortgage. Sometimes I wonder how people do it. How do they survive? I don't know. I always wondered what pushed my dad over the edge, what pushed my mother over the edge. Now I can understand, because sometimes I feel like I'm getting to a point where I'm being near that point. I don't want to think about the worst possible scenario. The truth of the matter is that I have attempted suicide. I tried to overdose on medicine, on aspirin. I had a friend talk me out of the idea of driving my car into a tree. I've been in the hospital multiple times. It really doesn't help. And I've got mounting bills, hospital bills. I feel overwhelmed with all the hospital bills and doctor visit bills. My utilities are going up higher and higher every month. I can't keep up with this. I tried to make a go of it with my recordings, my spoken word recordings. I created a website that I pay monthly for, and I don't see any benefit. I created albums that I only make a few bucks a month. I created videos on YouTube. None of them ever received much interest. If I had this as a gun right now, I would put it to my head, and I would probably pull the trigger. But I don't have a gun. To be honest, I'd be afraid to get a gun. Best that I don't have a gun. I had a cousin who blew his brains out. My cousin down in Spartansburg, South Carolina, on my father's side. his wife divorced him, and she wouldn't let him see his 3 kids. And he went into a deep depression. And one day, he went into his car, into his glove compartment, took the gun, put it up to his temple, and pulled the trigger, and he died in his car. I wish I didn't have these feelings. That's all.